eyeshadow palettes. That's probably one of the things I received the most of, and a lot of these are from that subscription where I already had like my favorite go-tos and just never had the time to use up everything else. So let's jump in. Okay, this is the first one I see. This is a Morphe eyeshadow palette. It is actually the collaboration they did with Manny MUA a long time ago. Back in the day, I really liked Morphe eyeshadow palettes, and I think this might be the only one I own. And when I say back in the day, I had like purchased the original black plastic big eyeshadow palettes with all of their like warm toned colors long before they did like collaborations and stuff. Anyways, and then I owned the Chocolate Hill palette, which I did love. But I think this is the only one in my collection from Morphe. This was the Glam palette. The Glam palette. Let's see. Oh, look at that. That looks like a spoolie mark. I have no idea how that happened. But yeah, just like a basic palette. I remember this palette. I did use this color quite a bit, called Fire Witch. It doesn't look like and I used Scorpio. I actually remember being very disappointed by these shimmers, but happy with the mattes. Morphe always knew how to do a matte, that's for sure. This is really pretty, this one, Nova. This is probably a little too dark for me. I think I'm gonna give this away. It is still in great condition and looks pretty good. And I have a lot of friends that could make really great use out of this. Yeah. It's a pretty well done palette. Like I said, I think the only reason I didn't use it more is because I had so many others. Giveaway to a friend. Next we have an OFRA palette, and I think this is the only OFRA product I ever owned. And if memory is serving me correctly, there is a shade in here I used a lot. Actually, yeah, I used quite a few of these. I used this middle so many times, you know, I would just swirl around and use it as a highlighter. I really went in on this gold. I used this one a few times. I used this blush and maybe, I don't know, not that and not that, maybe that one as well. Yeah, I did really like her. And this is another one where like the palette is magnetic, so you could pop out these and replace them. I think immediately I know that I want to keep this one. I just need to remember it exists. It exists. just read on the back that that highlighter, All of the Lights, was their best-selling highlighter, at least at the time they made this palette. Okay, we're keeping her. Okay, next we have a palette that I actually used a ton of, funny enough. Another BoxyCharm item, but it was a collaboration with Dose of Colors, which is a brand I really used to enjoy. Specifically their liquid lipsticks. That was like my first, sorry, I had to fix that. It was my first like grown-up purchase of a lip product, was their liquid lips. My favorite shade was called Cork. I forgot who this collaboration was with, but it was a very tropical vibe palette. And I know it's crazy to say that I used this a lot, but I really did. I would use this as just an all-over lid color. I would use that as like a liner, like an eyeliner, kind of like what I did today. I would use this as a lash liner as well. And believe it or not, I put that all over my lid, as well as this one and this one, obviously on different occasions. But I just really enjoyed these colors. It was exciting and fun and fresh, and I don't know, I feel like the woman, I forgot her name, that they did this collab with, I don't know, just had a vision and made it small and simple. This is a keep, obviously, for me. Like I said, I just need to remember it exists when I'm doing my makeup. Also, I feel like it's just way too beat up to give a friend. If you're gonna gift a friend an eyeshadow palette, it should look fairly new. Okay, I can't spend forever. I need to pick up the pace a little bit. We have this iconic London palette, and I don't even remember what this looks like. Oh my gosh, I thought this was an eyeshadow palette. This is a face palette. Okay, I remember this now. I was not impressed. I usually would love a blush shade like this. It was not pigmented enough for my taste. I do not like blushes that are like glittery like this. Like, it's not a highlighter, it's not a blush. I don't know, it just has a sheen to it. And same with this bronzer. Maybe that could be this could be a highlighter for darker skin tones, which would totally work. Same with this one, but I felt like this palette was made for someone in general with darker skin tone than me, and then on top of that, the quality just wasn't there. I'm gonna throw this out. Yeah, another BoxyCharm item. I bet you there was like different shade variations, and I just didn't get the right one for my skin color. Blaze Chaser Face Palette. Create gorgeous, multi-dimensional luminosity and warmth. Okay, those kind of do feel like multi-dimensional, where it was a crossover between blush and highlighter and bronzer and highlighter. Anyways, just not my style, I guess. eyeshadow product, but it really applied. It's meant to be a highlighter for sure. You know how highlighters go on. It just didn't work as an eyeshadow. So yeah, I'm gonna give this away. Someone who actually enjoyed his highlighter. The shade is Caramel Kiss in the Supreme Frost formula, whichever that means. Whatever that means. I said this in the last video, but I do not support Jeffree Star anymore. I used to. And that's the time this is from. Okay, we have a base palette by Cover FX, and I do really remember this one. I actually used it a lot, so I'm either gonna keep this or throw it out. I've done a lot of tracing, I'm sorry. Cover. I used one of their first foundations for a long time. It's the Skin Perfecting. I don't remember the name of the foundation, but that was like my second high quality foundation I ever purchased. I used to use the Josie Marin one, and then I moved to Cover FX. So when I got this in my BoxyCharm, I remember being so excited. And it was quite a good face palette. I basically used everything but this highlighter. That brightener in the middle, it brightened. The contour was great, or more so the bronzer was great. The blush was great. Yeah, I think I'll hold on to this because I enjoyed it a lot, and used to use it a lot. So I can use it again, guys. I can use it again. Okay, we only have 3. Okay, we have 3 throwaway items that's making me feel better. The Tarteist Pro. Why did that not sound right? The Tarteist Pro. This is gonna be a keep. I need to use this, guys. I know that this is an iconic palette that is like beloved. So many colors, so many purples. It is really stunning. I need to use it. Like, I just need to use it, and that's all I gotta say on that. Again, I just kind of stuck it in one of my bins, and that's where it stayed. I'm committing right now. The next eyeshadow look I do, I'm gonna use this. I actually kind of feel disappointed in myself when it comes to this one. This should be a palette that I've used and abused, if you will. I remember being so excited when I got this in a box. I thought it was such like a significant item to get. I'm sure like I used it once or twice, but I have like no recollection of really using this. So this is good. This is why we're doing this. Okay. Some brand called Caprice. I don't remember what this is. Oh, eyeshadows. I do remember this. Why do they do palettes where the eyeshadow pans are so large and they're all kind of like highlighters, but like not? I think this was just supposed to be, this was a shimmer palette, an active illuminating I'm still gonna toss this. I'm sure there's people who use body shimmer and that's totally fine. I do not use body shimmer. I just feel like it's not a pop. Yeah. I mean, even at that, I remember these powders being not good. Anyways, we're just gonna toss this. I could not see myself using this at all. Okay, next we have this palette. I kind of remember this. I think it was kind of like an all-around face palette from the brand Brow Bar. It's very reflective. And I remember this just kind of being like, okay, yeah, I don't know. These just weren't shades I was drawn to. Like, obviously the gold, yes, and the green, yes. I actually used that. If you can kind of see that I used it. But this is a shade. I think this is supposed to be blush. It's just a little too terracotta for me. Way too light for me. I've never needed a white powder. And then I really despise this shade of brown. Anyways, just kind of like to me, and I remember the payoff not being anything to write home about. Just kind of like a, you know, good color selection, but like not the greatest formula. I just feel like they just kind of threw this palette together and was like, oh, we can sell this. I don't know, that's just the vibes I got. We're definitely tossing this. We're tossing that. Okay, this is a big palette, and I don't remember this. Like, I remember what this looks like, but nothing about what's inside. This is the True and Luscious Lucky Glow Bronze and Highlight Palette. Y'all, that's a humongous bronze and highlight palette. Fascinating. Fascinating. I have to look at it. I have to know what that looks like. Oh my god. I remember this now. Look how big that is. I feel like when I showed this in an ASMR video, I had the exact same reaction. Like, I remember sitting here and being like, look how big this is. I'm gonna give this to a friend. I have no need for this, but the colors look nice. Especially that one. Good Fortune and Royal Flush. That's pretty. I'm gonna give that to a friend, and it looks literally untouched by me. So, that's a win. That's a win for her. this was made for women with darker skin tones, which is awesome. Just not something you should give out in a subscription box, especially like with BoxyCharm. Like, you like filled out all your information, so like they knew that I was significantly light skinned, and I just feel like this wasn't the good fit for me. But I have a friend who's gonna love this. I probably should have given this away much sooner. Oh, we have 2 palettes left. Okay, this is not from a BoxyCharm. I bought this. This was a ColourPop product, and it was a little collab with some influencer, I think, called Alexis Ren. And this was just like a bronzer highlighter duo. And back in college, I was regularly very tan, and this looked really yummy on my skin. And this actually comes off lighter gold than it looks in the pan. So I never actually hit pan on these, but I use this quite a bit. This is not really my shade anymore. I am not gonna get tan enough these days to use this, so I'm just gonna give this a toss. The bronzer's name was Golden Moment, which is cool. Okay. We have our last thing. Fitting a BoxyCharm exclusive eyeshadow palette. And I know why this is in this collection, because it was really bad. The quality was really bad. It's so cute though. Hello, Charmer. Yeah, you know, BoxyCharm, not a makeup company. I think it's cute that they had tried to do this, but it just didn't work for me. So I'm gonna throw this out for sure. But like in person, if you're looking at the shadows, they look flat and flimsy. Like, you can just tell. Gosh, this was like no, so bad to use. Sorry, BoxyCharm. Like I said, it's such a cute idea though. Okay, and that concludes my makeup decluttering. Oh, I'm so happy I finally did this. Put it off for way too long, but now all the stuff I truly either don't use or is too old to use is gone. If you are a makeup lover and haven't decluttered your collection in a while, I highly recommend it. It's just good to clear out some spring